guys, I am Milk and this is Milk Astrology. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I haven't stopped. What? So the past week, 2 weeks, I have not been making videos just because like I signed myself up for Valentine's Day readings, and that's the only purpose for even recording myself right now. Whoa. So for air signs, again, for air signs, this is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So this is for air signs. Make sure that you are looking at your rising, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. I have Ace of Pentacles upright. I have Five of Cups upright. I have the Hanged Woman upright. And then I have Ace of Wands reversed. And what this is telling me is that there are a lot of opportunities coming your way. There's a lot of resources. And I think that you're overall feeling really... I feel like you're feeling encouraged, or you're feeling maybe a burst of creativity, or you're feeling energetic. Well, kind of, but I feel like also there's just a lot of opportunity being presented to you, whether this is like a new relationship or a job, or whether this is a new career path. I feel like this is overall just bringing in a lot of opportunity for you, and it's almost like a door is opening and you want to be excited about it, but you're not. And I think it's because you don't feel confident yet within yourself to start this new path. Maybe you don't feel like you have enough experience, or maybe you don't feel like your resume is updated. Maybe you're just not really feeling like you have what it takes. And I think you're also really holding on to like past experiences. So like, even if a new opportunity is presenting itself to you, I think you're also just kind of like, yeah, well, in the past this sounded too good to be true, and then it was too good to be true. And I think it's just kind of like a headspace issue. I think also like you're not in the right headspace. You're getting a lot of opportunity and there's a lot of really good things taking place for you, but you're also not in the right headspace. You're not connecting with yourself. Again, it doesn't feel like you're in the right headspace. I think you're getting a lot of opportunity, and I think that things aren't as bad as they seem. I think your head is just not, you're not okay mentally right now, and that's why like the physical things that are taking place don't really matter, because it's not sitting with you. And I think you also need to realize like you can take your time, you can go at your own pace. You don't have to jump just because there's an opportunity that's telling you to. You can take your time, but you also need to realize like you are in charge of how you are in charge of yourself. Like you can only blame other outsources or like situations until like you're kind of standing in the way of yourself. So make sure that you're being mindful of that, because I think it's really easy to get into the habit of like defeatism when maybe past situations haven't worked out for you as well as you would have liked them to. I think it's easy to just be like, okay, well, sure, this is a positive opportunity, like sure, but I think at the same time, just because there's a positive opportunity doesn't mean that you have to take it. And I think air signs specifically have this tendency to need to like dive into everything all at once because you have like fear of missing out. And I think that's probably what's really weighing on you, is that maybe something is opening up for you, but you just don't have the energy. And I think something that you need to realize is that you don't always have to take everything that just opens up or presents itself to you. Like you're allowed to say no. You're allowed to just wait for something else to come along that feels right, because I don't think you are in the right headspace. And I think you have new projects and new tasks that you want to do, whether that's going to the gym or again, a new relationship or, you know, a job thing. But I think you need to take your time and go at your own pace and not overwhelm yourself, because you're already feeling really fatigued and you need to get over the past, because you're making excuses for things instead of looking at a new experience as a new experience. You're looking at it as a past experience, and that is not the way to go. So yeah, that was my air signs. I don't think that was as heavy as last week's, or the last video that I posted. Earth signs. Remember, again, earth signs are Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. I would prefer you apply your rising, but you can apply your Venus, Sun, and Moon. I would just prefer you apply your rising. I feel like earth signs can't catch a break in my videos because it's always these really intense readings, and I even feel like I'm starting to pull the same cards for them, but I'm lazy, so go back to my old videos and tell me if I pulled the same cards. Or comment below and tell me if I pulled the same cards. King of Swords, which is showing me that you have the authority to think very clearly. I think that you also can be very objective and you can see things for face value most of the time. Two of Wands, which is telling me that there is a lot of okay, so this is telling me that like you're thinking clearly, but then there's also a lot of opportunities or occurrences taking place right now that have you feeling like you're out of your element. And I don't think that these are necessarily bad. I just think that like you're being presented with opportunities or situations right now that are extremely new to you. And I think that they're exciting, but I think that they might bring up a lot of internal issues or dialogue, because I think it's something that you feel really out of your element with. And I think earth signs in general, like you like to feel like you have a good grip of things or understanding of things. Like King of Swords, like you want to have a clear vision of everything around you, but I think when things shake things up or a newness is presented to you, I think it can really take you off course and make you kind of leery, I guess, or skeptical. But you're also going through these huge internal dialogues right now. You're going through Eight of Wands reversed, which means you're not really flexible with these new opportunities. You're not really welcoming them the way that you should. I think that if anything, you're really rooted in past situations or past dialogues and you don't really want to let go of them. I think like something new is coming along and it's scary or it's confusing, and instead of kind of going with the flow, which is what this is telling you, I think you're kind of digging your feet in the sand and making it harder on yourself than you need to. And Nine of Swords reversed. This is bringing up a lot of really deep traumatic issues from your past. I think this is also making you feel like a lack of control that's resonating with you on a very vulnerable and emotionally heavy level, because I think that you are in a situation now where you have to, maybe you thought that you like dealt with something or that you put something to rest, and you view yourself as someone that can think rationally or think objectively, but then the situation takes place and all of a sudden you're kind of hit with all of these emotions and you're like, where is this coming from? What the heck? And I think it's also just that you need to let go of a lot of fear and anxiety right now. You're very scared right now. You're very worried. And I think it's important that you keep in mind that not everything that is coming is a bad situation. Not everything is going to be scary. But again, like, I'm not saying that there aren't obstacles here. Like, you're definitely faced with some conflict. I think there's tension with someone. I think that you're going through a situation where you are feeling like you don't understand what's going on, and I think instead of trying to communicate, or I think instead of trying to see the other person's perspective or where they're coming from, you're just kind of shutting down. And it's really important that you not go into hermit mode and shut down, because I think as earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, you like to be in charge. You like to have control of the situation, and you pride yourself on being very objective, pretty much. I guess I just keep saying that word. But you pride yourself on being objective because you don't feel like you're someone that gets irrational or gets overly emotional. You pride yourself on that. But at the same time, like, you're sitting with all these emotions right now, and it's making you really turbulent because you have this innate need to like repress yourself, and this is kind of telling you need to work through this. You need to acknowledge how you're feeling and what you're thinking instead of pretending that it's not there, because it's consuming you. And then you need to figure out how you can go about these new things taking place in your life, whether they're relationship dynamics or work dynamics. Maybe people are quitting or leaving your job, or maybe, you know, you're having a relationship change or something's going on in your home, in your family life, and like these feel like really huge things. But I think in the grand scheme of things, if you can just stay open and not shut down when something's happening, not be like, oh my god, it's gonna be awful. Like, if you're just kind of open to, all right, I'm just gonna see how this goes. I'm just gonna see how this plays out. I'm gonna be calm. I'm gonna go with the flow. Like, things are gonna be a lot easier for you. So yeah, this is kind of heavy, and I'm sorry that I'm always the bearer of bad news. But again, it's not that bad. It's just telling me like you need to sit with your emotions, and you need to stop pretending you don't have them. I feel like I've said this before. I don't know. Comment below. Tell me if I've said this before. Maybe I'm having deja vu. So fire signs. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And again, I would prefer that you apply your rising sign to this video, but you can also apply your sun, moon, and Venus. I would just prefer that you apply your rising sign. So this is an interesting reading. We have Six of Pentacles upright, and it's showing that you're very philanthropic right now. You're going through a lot of changes in your life that are making you want to be more soft or selfless. I think you're going through a shift where you want to cater to other people or help other people. Maybe you're taking on more hours at work, or you're trying to be like the mom friend in the group right now, or really you're overextending your energy right now to other people. And I think in a lot of ways it's feeling really rewarding for you. I think you're getting a lot of positive feedback, or you're feeling like at peace with the situation or the dynamic that's taking place. And I think it's comforting for you to help others. But Temperance is also showing up, and so is the Lovers. And again, this is kind of saying like you need to, the Lovers reversed, by the way, you need to be careful with overextending your energy. I think you have a bad habit of not knowing how to do things without doing them full throttle. Like, you are the kind of person where if you want to help others or you want to be selfless, you will literally just give everything that you even own or have or am to a situation or cause, and then leave nothing for yourself. And then if, say, that you get jaded in the future, say you feel burnt out, say you feel fatigued, you're going to take all of that and then some to build yourself back up. Like, there's just, you struggle with balance. And right now you're kind of going through this phase where you're really overextending your energy and your time. And I think these other cards taking place are saying like you don't have to just be one thing. You can be multiple things. Like, all of these attributes that you have or that you want to do, like, they can coexist with one another. You don't just have to not leave any time for yourself. It's also showing like you're getting a lot of really great opportunities taking place. I think you're getting a lot of positive feedback, or maybe you found a really cool friend group that you're connecting with and it's new and it's exciting. And I think you went through this period of maybe feeling like you weren't a good friend or you weren't good enough in a situation or a dynamic, that now you feel like you need to overextend yourself in order to, I don't know, I feel like you're trying to prove something to yourself. Like, I feel like you're going through this phase of healing, and I think you weren't feeling like you were a good person, or maybe you were feeling like someone's assumptions about you were true, and now you're like trying to pour all of your energy and time into proving that you're a good person. And I think it's not so much about what you need to do for others as much as like inner healing for yourself, because I think you're trying to prove yourself. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Like, you're trying to prove who you are, you're trying to prove your worth, and at the same time, like, why are you trying to prove yourself to anyone? Like, you're allowed to help others and be charitable, but you're also allowed to help yourself, and I think you're forgetting that. And this is kind of telling me like you need harmony, like you need balance. Like, so many of these cards mean balance, you guys. So it's just like you need to realize like you can do everything without compromising something, and more specifically, you don't need to compromise yourself. So, oof, water signs, how are you feeling? Well, for water signs, I would like for you to apply your rising, but you can apply your sun, moon, and Venus. I just personally think the rising is going to be the most accurate, and this is for water signs, so Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. This reading is for you. So I have Three of Pentacles, and right now you are just not giving something your all. It's not necessarily that you're being lazy even. I think you're just not, you're not 100. You're not putting a lot of energy or emphasis into the things that actually need it. And it's because 10 of Wands is also pulled, so you're taking on a lot right now. Like, you're doing so much. You're literally carrying so much on your back. See, like this woman right here, to support other people. And I think a lot of the stuff that's on your back right now isn't even yours to carry. Like, maybe you're really just overly signing yourself up at a job that doesn't care about you, or you're in a relationship or in a family dynamic where you're trying to be the breadwinner and the, you know, nurturer, and you're trying to do everything all at once, and you can't. Like, you're not giving anything 100% because you're trying to do everything, and you're feeling disconnected from people. Knight of Wands reverse shows that you're feeling very disconnected from situations and circumstances. Seven of Cups though shows like there is a very positive change or opportunity that will take place, like, but at the same time, like, you need to make a decision, because like right now you're sitting here and you're carrying all this burden and you're not giving anything your all, and you're feeling disconnected and cut off from everyone, and you're not going to be able to receive all of this great opportunity or feel like connected with people if you're sitting here and pretty much pouring all of your energy into anything that isn't beneficial to you. It's almost like right now you are trying to just take care of everyone. You're trying to take care of everything. You're trying to do the most, and you're not doing anything for yourself. Like, nothing is coming of this. And you need to realize, like, some of this stuff you need to take off your back. Like, you need to stop feeling like you are the only person that can do everything. Like, if you were to stop right now and just start focusing on the relationships that matter to Pisces first, focusing on the relationships that matter to you, and focusing on the things that you want to put your energy in, and focusing on yourself, on just loving yourself, these things will still get done. And I think you're kind of in the mindset of like, I need to do it all or nothing's going to get done. This stuff will get done. Like, don't break your back for a job that's literally going to be able to replace you within 2 seconds. Like, everything can wait. But I think you're so focused on, I don't want to say, it's not really pleasing. I think you just really feel like you need to do everything right now. I don't feel like you're getting any help. I don't even think you're asking for it. And I think you need to communicate better, because you're cutting yourself off from the world. You're literally isolating yourself. And this sucks, because it's like, why are you trying to do everything when the people that you care about aren't even noticing? Like, where's the logic in that? And I think that this really comes into play. Like, are you happy right now? Like, is this something, like, are these people worth feeling this sad for? Like, that's something that you need to really ask yourself, because you don't deserve to be sitting here doing everything while other people are just kind of watching you. Like, you deserve better than that. But at the same time, you aren't going to receive respect and love and healthy relationships if you don't set those boundaries. So you need to put down some of this stuff and tell other people to pick it up. And you need to focus on the things that you actually care about, because right now you're feeling really low about yourself. And it's not that you don't have skills or you don't have the credentials to do things that you want to do or apply to the places that you want to apply to. It's just that you're doing so much right now, you don't have any time to think. You don't have any time to do anything that you want. So it has nothing to do with you not being good enough. Like, you're more than good enough. It's just all of your time is being sucked away. So how can you change things around and really make sure that you're not in this situation, because you don't deserve it? I feel like that was probably the heaviest reading that I had to do. Well, earth and water are probably the heaviest. Anyways, that concludes this video. I am sorry that the tea is always scalding, but yeah, hopefully I'm consistent and do this next week. Let me know if you demand that I do this next week. Comment below. Let me know what you think about this. I like to do these things and I like to hear your feedback. I usually will upload videos every Sunday, but this will be uploaded on Monday, so Yeah, and please subscribe and turn the notification bell all the way on, like hit the all and then the, and I will see you in my next video.